Well, hello, I'm Pink Machine, and we are back with another Bone Town System video where we're going to be building one of our own trains as opposed to trying to go for something more realistic. So, I've been busy. I've been building a lot of locomotives. I've been building a lot of mostly custom ones, as you can kind of see behind me over here. Um, I've got a few 282 Mikados. I've got a Berkshire. I've got a Selkirk or Texas, as some may say. I've got a Connie, I've got a Consolidation, I have a Pacific, and then I have a Decapod over here too. So mostly just like freight-oriented locos, I'd say. But today I want to do something more mixed, what you'd call like a prairie or a 262. So we got 2 leading wheels, 6 drive wheels, and 2 trailing wheels, right? And it's like more of like a mid-sized loco, you know? Like it's kind of similar to this Consolidation over here, but it's just, slightly different. And that we're going for more of an older styled locomotive, you know? So let me go and pull up these reference images over here. hmm So, up here on Google, I have just, well, okay, I had just 262 locomotive pulled up, but here now I've got the Pennsylvania Railroad's specific 262. This is the J28, right? I don't know much about this one, but I think it looks really cool. It's really fun, so we're going to use this as a reference image. We've got a few more over here as well. We have this Milwaukee Road, I believe, 262, this little prairie right here. I have this Santa Fe 262. And then over here on Reddit, we have this CB&Q, Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy other 262. And these are all quite different as well. Over here as well, we do have a few images, this Quincy Railroad number 2. And I want to, if we have time, right, because we might not, I want to try to do a tank engine as well, because I do really like how this one looks. I might do this in its own video, we'll have to see, you know. But I do love the larger tank engines, they're very fun. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, we should probably also designate whether we're going to do a light or a heavy 262, because these are probably going to be closer to your 69-inch drivers, uh, which are going to be typical for like more of like a freight-oriented loco. Um, yeah, I don't know. Unfortunately, right, we don't have drive wheels in Create quite yet that match this specific description. We do have, however, these drive wheels. So if we want to do a larger 262, we can. So we can do like a heavy one, closer to like the size of like a K4 or something like that. Mm. I am sipping a Shirley Temple out of a coffee cup right now, um, as opposed to my regular tea, because it is 70 degrees out right now. You can see down here actually. But anyways, yeah. So let's go ahead and get into it. If it'll load, there we go. All right. So first off, I already have the wheelbase down because I was planning on building this well before I decided this was going to be a video. But basically, all we have is our pretty standard wheelbase. We've got just our single axle up here, our other single axle, and then our little tri-axle bogie right here. So let's see. We're gonna go ahead and do our valve gear real quick. So I'm just gonna grab some of these, but we are again building this from scratch essentially. I just wanted to pull up the reference images that I'd found. And we are going to go for the light 262, I think, just because I already have this kind of built and it looks somewhat nice, so we're just going to go for it. Now, I think all of these locos are middle axle driven, but I think I'm going to do something a little different and make mine rear axle driven, just for the hell of it, right? So that'll be similar to like other like 060s for American Railways. But we're going to go for that right there. And there. Okay. Now we get to do the other side. It's a very simple valve gear. All we're doing is we have like a fence gate up against a shaft and a bracket. Oops. And then we have our little iconic copycat bite panel right here. And then of course in all of these copycats we have andesite sheet metal. And then right here we have the alloy block. And then we're not going to do a bearing on that rear wheel because that seems to be a consistent thing, I would say, where they just don't have one. And also, we're going for something like a little bit older, so we're just going to not really bother. Like, honestly, we could also just not even do the external wash arts valve gear because they might have even done a more Victorian style where they have the inside internal valve gear, right? Or even like just Great Western style where they have the outside cylinders but internal gears. Um, anyways, let's go and do our pilot, and I saw one on the CB&Q logo that looked kind of interesting. There was specifically this, let's see, we should probably get this glue out of our inventory. But basically it's a footboard pilot that has like a little bit of a bar in the middle. So we're gonna go and do some copycat fuckery. Do like a slice, I would say. Or we could even do a step maybe. Step, there we go. We'll see if that works out. But basically it's just this. So let me go and grab that. That's kind of all it is. But it looks kind of cute, so I thought I'd maybe try it out and see how I like it. We could also go for this more Norfolk Western style pilot with the sideways bars. Um, I do want to try to avoid similarly sized locomotives looking the exact same as my main thing, so I am probably going to avoid trying to do similarities between this and then the Prairie that we're going to do over here. Um, as much as possible, at the very least, you know. Then from there, we're going to do the cab, which I think we're going to do a 3-wide cab, is what I kind of want to do. So let's look at our images over here. Because sometimes they do just have a very big cab. So over here, we have, again, same cab, same cab. Yep, same cab with the dual windows. This is kind of a shorter cab, looks like. This one has, of course, the tank engine cab. Um, okay, so it seems universally, aside from the one, I think the Santa Fe one did have the big cab. We're gonna go for the big cab because some locos just tend to have that. Because usually what they'll have is they need room for the brakeman, and there's not really room in the tender because the tender ends up being too small to fit like an extra person. Uh, so usually you'll have a bigger cab that just the firebox kind of extends more into. So as opposed to just shortening the firebox, you just kind of extend the cab forward. Um, but yeah, so we can go ahead and go for that, and we'll go ahead and select this up here all the way down here. And we'll probably do a custom tender for this, honestly, just to see how things go. But we're going to copy from the front up here. Just to give this a little bit of length as well, I think we're going to place the cab right here. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to break that. There we go. We're going to place the cab like right there. And so that way it kind of extends 2 blocks behind here. Because the cab, I mean, ultimately, like, we have the back head of the firebox right here, and the rest of the cab doesn't really weigh too much, I would say. Like compared to, like, the boiler and everything, too. So we're not going to really have too much issue with the loco kind of teetering on its back. Um, okay. And then from there we can go into our running board, which for a loco this small is relatively easy. So we're going to go ahead and grab some copycat steps and some stacked half layers. And we're going to do just down here. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we can go look at our running board dips, or the potential for those in a minute here as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it's going to be about 7 or so. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then this cab is relatively simple. It's pretty much the same as every other cab that we've built. It's the same as the Norfolk and Western, or not the Norfolk Western, the what would you call it? The Sioux Lion at 1003 cab, where it was the 3-wide. Only difference really is that we have the back head set up a little bit differently, and we have like a floor in the cab now. So if we remove these seats, I have essentially just stacked vertical copycat slabs right here. So on one side we have the black loco metal, and the other side we have the great riveted loco metal. And as well, we have these folding doors back here for the the rear windows, which I would say look better because you can actually kind of see through them, and you can also just close them like that, as opposed to just having uh, the single like half panels or whatever you'd put there. As well in this cab design, I've added some extra bites to accompany some gauge glasses, is what you'd call these. So these would be the water sight glasses that correspond to the water level in the boiler. So it tells you when you need to add water to the boiler, essentially. Beyond that, that's kind of it, honestly. This is a pretty simple cab. Only other thing I'm going to change is we're going to move this back and put a trapdoor right there as opposed to in the front there. So that way you can actually climb up and out of the cab or even into the cab through here. If I can align it right. Yeah, there we go. Um, we have two little blinders right here too, which I do want to kind of experiment with materials for these, because having just more black stone there doesn't really make too much sense. I'm trying to think, because they would honestly just realistically be more of like a cab roof style material. Ugh. Uh, but like with the S100, I do kind of want to try something different. So let's just look at like other some other Blackstone stuff we got. Mm. We got these, which could be fun. I mean, that's not horrible, I would say. That's not bad. So we're just gonna do some stacked Blackstone bricks for that. That's from Chipped, I believe. Yeah. Okay. From there we can do the running board, or the front running board rather. Which for this specific loco, we're gonna do the copycat bites up here with the little Blackstone corner trims in the front. So we're just going to do one, two, oh, hold on, one, two, three. And this is a Blackstone column. This is from Twigs, and then these are from Handcrafted. These are our Blackstone corner trims. And then we can do the other side, which I just deleted the item as opposed to actually using it. And then we can grab some industrial iron catwalk stairs and our iron industrial iron catwalk railing. So we're going to throw that there. And usually I put the hand railing right here as opposed to on this side, because that looks weird because you're kind of mixing materials here. Whereas this kind of looks like, so, okay. This is one thing I try to do a lot with my locos, is I try to avoid mixing materials where necessary. And so what I mean by that is we're not slamming industrial iron or deep slate into this configuration right here. It's all Blackstone all throughout. Like we want to try to make lines, especially is what I try to do. So like Blackstone starts at these stairs and it goes all the way through the running board, and then we have this little corner piece right here, which is just a chiseled Blackstone and a copycat bite panel that connects this with this. So these two lines are connected. We also have a few more lines over here. We have some pretty in pink steel. We have some Blackstone, or sorry, not Blackstone. We have some more slashed black loco metal. Loco metal. We have more black loco metal up here. The whole cab roof on the very top is Blackstone, and then we have more loco metal, pretty in pink, loco metal, etc. Right? And like, of course, we are breaking up the loco metal as well. We're not just putting more loco metal right here. Like for one, because there's not really good material to put here for like a little half panel. But yeah. Anyways, um, so especially here, the entire front pilot is made of industrial iron or like this specific like gray metal, right? And of course we are using gray slash loco metal, but this is kind of meant to be an in-between of deep slate and industrial iron. Like I would say it leans definitely more deep slate, but like in this context it does look the part, right? Also, there's not really a good slice block to put in here or a good block to put in these slices uh, that like fits properly, you know? Like, I mean, hey, if I had a texture pack where this was industrial iron, that would work perfectly. But basically, normal industrial iron plating is what we would use. Just like the border kind of darkens it too much, and that doesn't really look too good. Like, I don't like that personally. I prefer the shininess of the loco metal. So we're gonna go for that. Um, from there we can go ahead and do, because we can't really do much of an underframe because we are going to do a lower placed boiler. And as well, I did want to go and grab a smoke box door from back over here somewhere in my world. See if we can find like a decent one somewhere. Um, no, definitely not that. No, I don't think I actually use. Oh, here we go. This I think would work. This makes sense to me. Yeah, yeah, I'm down for that. I'm trying to see what else I got. Yeah, okay, we're gonna go for that. Very, very nice classic American. All right, and then we're just gonna place that. I think right there is where they'd want it. Oh, is that right? No. Yes? Why is it so high up? Hold on. Oh, wait, yeah, that is right. Right there. Okay, cool. That's correct. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Then we're gonna go ahead and do our smoke box right here. So we're just gonna do a gray steel boiler, and then we're gonna do. Is this gonna let us do blocks in the same? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Do some copycat stuff. We could also even do a gray steel like hull is what it would be in Pretty in Pink. I think they're called boilers in the newer Pretty in Pink, but this is still the old one that I have basically texture packed. So we'll go ahead and put that there, and that looks fine for the most part. So we're gonna grab our smoke stack and place one. Oh, hold on. Okay, we have to break that. 2, 3. I would say would make sense. Do like a bit of a taller smokestack. Yeah, that kind of works. And then we're going to go back to our reference images real quick to check out the running boards. Okay, so the Pennsylvania Railroad one, Pennsylvania Railroad typically does like dips in their running boards specifically for reservoirs or if they have a like a what is it, a power reverser. So they'll have like a little like for them. But right here on this G5, we have yeah, again what I was talking about. It's flat, and then we have the dip up or the raise right here for the power reverse. This is a 440. It's just flat. Another four. I think this is the same 440, but it's also flat. Um, okay. And then we can go over here, and this one definitely has like a big dip here, and we don't even have like stairs. We just have like this kind of like railing and these like little steps. This one goes all the way up and then it kind of dips down in front of the cab, and the cab has doors in the front as well, which we could also try to do. And the Santa Fe one, it kind of does the same thing, but it's a little bit weirder, where we have um, a little platform down here for the door in the cab, and then we have these kind of stairs going up, but not actual stairs. And here we have again like the kind of fake stairs here going up, and then we have like a little break over here for the cab door or the firebox or whatever you want to call it. Hmm. Interesting. Um, so trying to think here. I think this could work. Let's look at our consolidation, what we did over here. So I think I did like yeah, I did a big dip over here for the feed water heater, and then back here I did another dip for the air compressor. Um, hmm. Okay, well we'll figure it out. We'll be fine. I think I'm gonna leave the running board flat for right now until I could get the boiler in, and then I can figure shit out. So then we're going to go for our Scorchia brass wrapped boilers, and we're going to do some Scorchia slashed loco metal. Grab a peculiar bell as well. Like, so typically I use these bells for my locomotives, but for these older ones where they're like kind of the boiler's a little bit lower set, I tend to use the bigger bell because it's kind of hard to like, I mean, okay, so for example, right? Can barely see the fucking thing. um, What I could do to offset that is make a bell that is like half a block up, and so that way it kind of sits on top of the boiler. But like, do I want to do that work? Answer is not really. So from there as well, I know I said I wasn't gonna copy the consolidation, but I kind of am, like just a little bit. Um, oh yeah, firebox. It's probably gonna be a thing. Firebox will be these two blocks, I would think. Makes sense. So then we're gonna do our boiler. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I would put probably a break right here is what would make sense. So we'll do Scorchia pillar, and then we'll do some slabs. Copy fat, what the hell? Here and here. Okay. And there we go. It's not bad. And then for the firebox, do 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I have tanks in here? I don't. I should probably grab those. Tank. And whistle. Grab that. There we go. Boop, boop. It's not too bad, I guess. I'm trying to think what makes more sense here. Because I could also just remove that and then do that, and then that way it's properly hidden. Okay. I think. Okay. What makes more sense here actually is doing these copycat stacked half layers, I would think. Oh shit. Stacked half. There we go. So that way we can kind of double this up and do a little bit of layering. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, boom. Right, filler blocks. You. Place those there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on top here, we're going to do some just slabs of Scorchia pillar. Do more Scorchia pillar right there. And then layered Scorchia. Now we could also make this firebox a little bit bigger if we want to, but I don't know. I feel like we would if we didn't have as big of a cab, but our cab is fucking huge, so I don't think we're gonna bother with that too much. Um, okay, let's go for some domes here. So let's take a look at our references again. And so it looks like the PRR one has the bell and then 2 domes. I assume this is probably the sand dome with the big pipe under it. That makes sense. Because that probably goes to like a sandbox somewhere down here? I don't know. Or a sand pipe in front of the wheels. Steam dome, sand dome, steam dome, sand dome, steam dome. Typically you can tell the domes apart because the steam dome's not going to have much piping coming down from it, but the sand dome has to have piping coming down to actually meet the wheels so they can be sanded. Um, yeah, okay. Well, that's doable, I would say. Um, we have our dynamo back here. We have, looks to be our safety valves in front of that. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, dynamo. I don't see any safety valves, but I assume they're up there somewhere as like little bulbs. We also have flags on this one, which is interesting. I don't know what those flags signify. Hmm. Maybe just like an alternative to the marker lights, because those are typically like color coded, right? So like maybe in the daytime it's harder to see the light, so you just have flags instead. That's my assumption here. That might even be the case. I'm not entirely sure. Um, okay. Well, we're gonna go for bell, dome, and then we're gonna grab this safety valves, or these are safety valves over here. So we're gonna do 1, 2, and then safety valve wise, I've been doing just these little copycat bites with a. Oh right, I can't do that here. Um, what could I do for safety valves here? That is a good question, me. Also, what did I do for this little area right here? Oh, I see. It's meant to be the steam turret cover. Okay. I think I'm going to do right here is just remove those, do some black stone, and we can just do some bites like we did here. That's fine. Remove this, And that doesn't really work actually because it has the weird long bolts, which I'm not really a big fan of. What can we do in this spot? Trying to think. Just do more Scorchia, but I don't really want to do that because I don't think that would look too good there. We could just do a whole wall of like blackstone, which looks kind of like ass, honestly. So we're just not gonna do that. Um, Loco metal. What do we got here? We have some plated black loco metal, and we have. I don't want to use the flat stuff, but if I have to, I will. Yeah, we'll just do basically what we had here, but we're going to replace. Come on. Be nice to me, please. There we go. Lovely. I'll just put those there, and that should be fine. Oh, no, don't do that. There we go. Yeah, that'll be fine. That's okay. And then down here for the firebox, we also have to do some little bites. So we'll go ahead and break these. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boop, 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 boop. And then that works for that. And then right here, we can just do some more bites. Actually, we're going to break those real quick and then just put some industrial iron in there. Because it's cheap. Grab this. I'm gonna throw those all in here. We're gonna do a big block of it. Which honestly, we may as well just do that at that point. If that's that makes sense. Grab another bite. Okay. Break those. And okay, well there's our oh shit, what did I do? Here's our firebox. And we do want it to kind of extend down here and into the cab, of course. So what we're going to do is grab some of these copycat bite panels and just do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this way, because it does kind of extend half a block into here, and it goes this full block. But we don't want to necessarily do like, I mean, I don't know. Here's what we could do, honestly, with the bites. Is just kind of like this shit, so that way it goes more like diagonal than anything. And then we can do that with these bites over here as well. Boom, boom. Industrial iron. And then we can do boom, boom. Okay, there we go. Got there. 3, 4, 5. Okay, perfect. So we're just doing a little bit of a diagonal thing here, where we're putting, I mean, of course we're layering our industrial iron sheet metal with our industrial iron plating, but we're doing more of a slope where we've got, it's just a staircase. They're offset by 1. This is just to get around this wheel right here, essentially. Yeah, and then we can also get rid of this little block right there, which shouldn't be there. Okay, peak. Okay. Now, from there, I'm trying to think of what we could do. Because what we could also try to do is something more like what these other prairies have, where we do bites right here. Oh, wait, I already have this. So bite, bite, and then this bite specifically is a blackstone corner trim. Then we can do just one of these, basically. And of course we do have to actually do our lining on the side over here. Could also get rid of this and put one of these over here. So that way we have our little little corner. Oh, shit. No. Okay, perfect. Or this is carved blackstone, rather, not chiseled blackstone. Why is it carved? That's okay. I'm trying to be all edgy. Like, okay, okay, Mojang. um, carved blackstone in there. All right. So yeah, okay, that's our running board. We finally finished that. We're gonna go and then do our steam pipes, which I think we're just gonna do some black fluid pipes for the. Well, we can't do that, can we? 'Cause we have a bite right there. Okay, well, what we could do is put some bites down here, and then that way we can figure it out from there. So we can do maybe some of these diagonal metal supports would work. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah. We could also do. I think that's kind of the best option for this, honestly. I was gonna say that's kind of the best we got for this, which sucks because it does look kind of like ass, but I think it's whatever. Um. What else we got? Let's go and do our lubricators in here as well. We're gonna just break these two and place some right there. You can also just use like toolboxes for that. That also works. Okay. We're gonna go and do our boiler bracing down here. So we're gonna do slabs. Oh, come on. Here. Oh, shit. Come on. No, just place one, please. Be nice to me. You have to be nice to me. Okay, there we go. Get rid of that. And we'll do one right here. There we go. And then right here is going to be where our little smokebox saddle is. So we'll just place a gray steel tank right there. What else we got? We could also go for some more bites. Oh shit, really? Okay. We go for some bites right here to do a little bit more detail. So we'll do our Scorchia pillars there and there. We'll do our layered Scorchia on that bottom section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Break all these. Shit. No, come on, just copy this. Thank you. Pillar, pillar, layers, and then we go ahead and grab the Scorchia locomotive pillar and just put those in the center right here. Just a little bit more detail. And then of course, usually the sand dome up here is a little bit taller than the steam dome, so we're gonna do like 1, 2 on that. And sometimes the domes have little like caps on them, so we're gonna grab a copycat wooden button specifically and just place that up there, and then we're gonna do a little loco metal in there. Perfect. Okay. Just not sure how to do the safety valves up here though, is the thing. I think what I could do is some copycat bites up in here. In here. Okay. I'm gonna do some more bites right here. And then we do some right there, and then we can do some oak or some brackets. We can try either doing wooden or metal. I don't know if I like how wooden looks too much. Because it's meant to look kind of like, again, like little safety valve bits. But I feel like if we're going to put them there, we may as well put them like a little bit farther forward so they're not just up against the back of the fucking cab. So we could do just like right there. Or even sometimes I think the safety valves are on top of the dome. So what I could also do is grab some candles and just do like 1, 2. And then we do our bell right here. Oh shit, we can't do that there. Go do our bell right there maybe? Or we could even, I mean we could do it right there. Hold on. Copycat, vertical half layer. Put one there, put one there. Do our pillars on either side, and then there we go. We have our little facade, so that way that kind of works there. And then as well, if we want to kind of sell it properly, we can delete this for a second and place um, some little stacked half layers right there, and do some gray steel boilers. Let's see if this idea works. Yeah, it doesn't clip or anything, so we're chilling. I don't see too much Z fighting, so we're just gonna go for that. Um, Beyond that, we have some pipes we could do down from the steam dome, so we're gonna go and grab some bites. So we're gonna delete this right here. Actually, gonna delete this as well. Deselect because we don't need that. Create one of those facing that way. We'll do one of these. I'm actually gonna do it towards the other half of the block because I feel like that kind of makes more sense here. Because usually they kind of, I don't know, they run kind of forward. Let's look at our reference images. I mean, they run kind of both ways is my thing. Because, like, we have two pipes. We have one going towards the back, one going towards the front. Which makes sense, right? But it's still just like, yeah, whereas here we just have one on the front. Okay. We can do it on the front. We can do something a little bit shitty. That's fine. But it runs towards the front, so we're going to just put this back how it was, pretty much. Delete that. Okay. And then from there, we can do one of these. Oh, actually, I don't know about that. Where is it? We can do one of these with another one of these. It looks kind of like a compressor, though, is my thing. So we're gonna have to do something different. Deep slate. Try a column if we want, but we could also try one of these corner trims and see if that looks in any way good. It's not bad, I guess. Like here, let's put this there instead. No, I don't like that. I need it to be more industrial looking. What if we remove that and put one of these here? No, it doesn't stick out far enough. Shit, that sucks. Like it should, right? What do we do over here? Oh, I see, because it kind of goes down one. Alright. Uh, we can try that a little bit and just do like this. Maybe. Hmm. Charlie on the fucking dumb of all things. You know, nobody likes a dumbless engine, so I don't know. What do we got? Hmm. Because this is the thing, at a certain point of like trying the same thing over and over again, you either have to try something entirely wildly different that doesn't make any sense, or you just bite the bullet and go for the lesser evil, or the less worse option generally. So what I kind of want to try now is doing some slices instead to see if I can get a configuration that works for me. So like we can do one coming out here, do one vertical here, we can do one there. And then we can't really do another one from there. That's kind of where it ends. We can do something kind of like that, but I feel like it kind of arches like that too much. So we might even do bites down here. Can't bite. So that connects this to this, or we can try to make that work. Okay. Then we can do something like this, and then like something there. We can even get rid of this. Oh, hold on. Well, I have to get rid of this first. Get rid of that in there. Maybe. And from there we can go do some gray local metal. I mean, it's not like horrible. It's just like a pipe, you know. But we could also even do it towards the back half of the block and then have it go a little bit further. And that way we might have a chance of it going through the running board, which would be kind of cool. Yeah, let's actually let's go for that. Okay. Or here we'll have to do it like this, and then kind of like that, and then we'll have another one of these that goes. I think that's kind of all we can do, really, unfortunately. Yeah, I guess we'll just do that. I mean, just a single vertical pipe right there is not like horrible. But it's like low-key kind of is though. Fuck. Ah, I hate this. Like if I'm being so for real, I think honestly even just like doing the little like valve caps right there are fine. Because like you want to do more, but also you don't really have the room to, and you kind of don't want this to be too complex. You know, that's my thought process at least. And also we're gonna have more stuff right here anyways, because we're gonna have to have like an air compressor and all that. I don't know if these have feed water heaters either, because that's gonna be an air compressor right there. That's your feed water heater up here on the boiler front. Uh, this doesn't seem to have any kind of feed water heater, but I'm gonna go and guess there is an air compressor on the other side, even though I don't see a specific, what is it, a reservoir for it, because I'm gonna assume the reservoir is also on the other side, which I feel like usually you'd put one on one side, one on the other side to kind of balance it out, but I feel like how else are you gonna have a braking system? Same for this one. I'm a little bit worried about that. Let's just go for Santa Fe 28 or 262. Let's see what that looks like. We have this one. Okay, so this is a more modern version, obviously, with number plates, and then here we have our big reservoir. This is a preserved example with the air. Okay, so air compressor on the side with the reservoir just next to it. Cool. That makes sense. This is also pretty industrial. That's kind of awesome, actually. Been out and about at work all day, so I'm a little stretchy. What have we got? What are other references we have of this? This is not bad. I think this has Christmas lights on it, though. There we go. Better picture. Hmm. Huh. um. Interesting. I do really like the white wheels right here. I kind of wish I could do that. But unfortunately, we don't really have that option in Minecraft yet. Yet, you know. That's a 280 consolidation. Or, yeah, that's a 280. Interesting. God. That's a, that's one of the Texas, or no, it's one of the Santa Fe ones, the 210-2s. Okay. I mean, obviously it's a Santa Fe loco, but still. Okay. I do like the big reservoir on the side. I think we're going to go for that. But it is probably going to still have the air compressor on the other side, and I'll just leave that kind of alone as is. But we also have like a lot of other stuff up here too, but I think this is all feed water heating equipment. So I'm going to guess this is probably the feed water heater right here on the front. Maybe. So we could try to do something similar to that. Or, we don't have room, do we? We'd have to do a block higher for that. or a boiler that is a block higher for that. So we're probably just not going to do that. Yeah, fuck it. This one has no feed water heater. Whatever. That's fine. That's not really a big deal for like a loco this small. Um, like feed water heating is generally more efficient, but it's also like something that's more like 20s onward, I think, or 1920s onward, to my knowledge at the very least. So we'll say this locomotive is, I mean, definitely pre-1920s, you know. And it hasn't been modernized quite yet. It has like a few like little bits of technology, like it's got proper lubricators, it's got like sanding gear and everything, but also like most locomotives had sanding gear pretty early on, I'd say. So it doesn't really matter too much. Um, we are still gonna go for like an air compressor and everything. So we're gonna grab one of these, grab some piping if I can find one of those. Here we go. But we're not doing a few water heater for this, as much as I love them. Few water heater, my beloved. Okay. But let's see, we did it on the right side there. We'll do this one on the left side just for funsies. Typically you are going to have the air compressor on the other side of the locomotive. You'll have it on the left-hand side. But in this instance, we're fucking around for just for the hell of it. But we are going to go for, as opposed to full articulated dips in the running board, we're just going to do these little upward divots. And then, I mean, I guess, yeah, we'll just do that for this one. That's totally fine. And we don't have to do too much other than that, honestly. This is going to be a pretty simple loco. Um, the only thing I will do, I think, is give it a blowdown on one side with maybe one of these little tanks. So we'll do, I'm trying to think. We don't really have room to connect a pipe fully. And then we can also give it some superheater equipment if we want as well. So we'll grab this. So superheater equipment, um, I believe that's what this is when you have all these pipes that zigzag on the one side. So here is kind of the best way that I can represent that personally. But we're going to do some bites in here just with, we're going to delete that air compressor for now. More of the industrial iron supports. So that way it looks like it's kind of going into the loco. And from there, we're just going to go ahead and do our quaint little blowdown. And we'll do a little tank right there. Random tank for no reason. Which, I mean, that's honestly a lot of building locomotives, is like you're just kind of putting things where you feel like they look nice, even if they don't really make too much sense, you know? Like, I don't know what this tank's supposed to do. I just think it kind of looks cool being there. And I can even throw another diagonal metal support in there, just for the hell of it, just to give it, you know, a little friend, something to support it. And yeah, it's gonna be mostly it for the loco. I do want to try to do some more stuff back here. Like, I think we'll try to go for this for our little, I don't know. Maybe this can be our funny little, what would you call it? Our, few water heater. We'll just put, like, a thing there. That's another thing as well, is, like, sometimes locomotives just have, like, things on them, and you don't really know what they do. And it's kind of hard to, like, research what specific things are sometimes, because a lot of locomotives have like very hyper specific little parts to them. So like on one loco, like the same part might look completely fucking different from everything else for like no reason. It was like, oh yeah, it was a specially developed part for this loco because it didn't really necessarily like it didn't fit the other one quite well, but we wanted it to have this, I don't know, some shit like that, right? Where like the few water heater looks very different for no reason. Like the Boston and Maine had their T1 Berkshires that had I think it was the coffin type few water heaters where it like did like a hood over the smoke box door, and I'm like, why? I don't know. It was kind of stupid, but like I mean, it was cool looking, but it was kind of stupid. um, But my point basically is just like locomotives and railroads be doing stupid, dumb bullshit. And so honestly, it's more accurate to just kind of do whatever you want as opposed to following a specific rule set. Like I am kind of following some rules here, but that's because I want to do like a good-looking loco. Um, because you know I'm me. I gotta be a perfectionist and such. Oh, and we are gonna. Let's realize this isn't accurate. We're gonna grab some copycat stack top layers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll do some Scorchia here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here and there. There we go. That makes more sense. That's not too bad. Honestly, I think we're gonna just keep this as is. I can't really think of much more I need to add to this other than like a dynamo, which I could go ahead and do real quick. So we'll just grab one of these side-mounted ones and we can put it like just there. Because this corner block is open due to how this locomotive is a geometry-ified or whatever the fuck. And, yeah, got a little side-mounted dynamo. Beyond that, that's kind of it for the locomotive itself, and then we can go for the tender afterward, which we're going to go pick one out, and then we're going to kind of customize it to our ability, or to the best of our ability. So we're going to go over here to our New York Central locomotives, and we're going to try... I want to give it this one because I feel like that'd be the most accurate. Like, let's go look at our references real quick. So here we've got some handrails that kind of do this curve motion up here for the bunker, but it's also got just this big box bunker back here. But it is using coal, despite the fact that the Santa Fe used a lot of oil for the locos. This one also, I think, has coal in the back over here, but does have kind of more of a sloped look, with a bit of a shield back here for the crew. This one has more of a boxy tender. It's just like a slight bunker that goes over top. Trying to think what else we got. That's kind of it, honestly. There's really not too much fancy about that. That's just a standard Pennsylvania railroad tender. So, what I'm thinking is we go for... We could just steal a Pennsylvania railroad tender, honestly, if we really want to, just for the hell of it. Just say, like, oh yeah, this random 262, this had and such. Let's had this tender for the hell of it. That's the thing as well, is like you can just steal a tender from a different road if you really want to. Like tenders are very swappable and interchangeable. Like it's not uncommon for locos to just swap them for a varying number of reasons. We could also go for one of these with the raised bunker like that. Oh, my lovely little 060. um, but we could also just go for like, okay, this is our other 262 that we did last time. Or the last time that we did a series of bone ten system locomotives. We could just steal this tender, honestly, and I kind of just want to, because that's a relatively easy thing to do. Yeah, let's go for that actually. That's a smart play right there. Just stealing a tender for actually a very good reason. Copy, and then we're going to travel back all the way over here. And look at that, we finished the tender. Oh my god. Here, so we're not using. I do kind of want to go for more redwood for the cab and such, but I feel like I also would want to do cab doors up here on the front, but like we don't really have like the room for that if we want to do the back head the way we have it. Either we have a good looking back head or we have a good looking doors. But I think we're just gonna go for the we're gonna go for the doors, or we're gonna go for the back head. But we are gonna go ahead and fix this as well, because these are all completely different. Again, we're doing our striping pattern where we have the black locometal top and bottom, and these kind of correlate. And we have the black stone that also kind of correlates. Okay, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Place our button back. Same thing on the other side. And then on the bone town system, we won't be using no black stone. We'll be using some like real coal, something like that. So like this is all black stone up here, but we're gonna go and replace all of this. I don't know why I just hit my Discord mute button. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna replace these with just some coal. And this middle one right here, where the interface is, we're going to place the smooth inlaid coal, and we're going to wrench it down a little bit so it's less obvious. But that is basically just our little indicator of where we're supposed to load the locomotive from. And we could even just do like a different wood type here. We don't have to do redwood specifically, but I do like how redwood looks. I think the red and the green is like a nice little complementary. So we can try and just find a different wood type that works, honestly. Let's do something fun. Get rid of that trapdoor. That's also all we'd have to do to make this locomotive properly applicable with their others. I'm going to replace these with my patented coming soon steel plating for, what is it? What mod is this for? Pretty in Pink. Coming soon, again. I already have this done for at least the color black, but I have to go through and do them all for the other colors manually, so it's going to take a while, but worth it. Anyways, wood types. So we're going to go and just look at planks. Sugi is a good option because Sugi also exists in boxcars and freight cars. Mahogany would look pretty nice. Redwood, of course, we've already done. Mangrove I've done before, but I feel like it's kind of like too... God, what would you call it? It's too light. Like, I want something that's going to be a little bit more weathered looking. So we could even go for some willow here, too, if we want. What do we got here? So that's all from chipped, so this isn't really going to matter too much to us. These are all the planks that we have available in this mod pack. Hmm. Let's try a few of these. Let's try some Sugi to start with, because these are what I use for my box cars and such usually. So let's look up Sugi. We're going to put these over here to the side. Grab our strip Sugi log, grab our trapdoor. We'll just see where things go from there. Do this here, and then do our trapdoor there. It's not horrible looking, but I feel like it doesn't really work. You know, we want it to look kind of more weathered, I would say. It's kind of too bright of a wood. So we're gonna put Sugi on the back burner. I don't know about mahogany. Let's see here. Let's go for these here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our trapdoor there. Ooh, I don't know about that. Kind of thing as well is like with a lot of wood types, you'll have a custom trapdoor. It doesn't always work with your little interface down here once you put it right there, but you do kind of want a trapdoor usually, right? And that once again is like a little bit too bright for me, you know. You can try it on the cab roof up here as well, but I don't know if I'm gonna like it too much. Oh, come on, deselect that. Okay. I mean, the orange is kind of cool, but I don't know if I don't think I'm a fan of it. Redwood we've already tried. Let's go for willow. I don't know about that trapdoor. That trapdoor might be a game breaker here. So we'll go and delete all of these. It also just might be too dark is the thing too, because this is kind of like a baby shit brown. Actually, I think if your baby's shit looks like this, then that's kind of also an issue, but we're not going to talk too much about that. Like, look, I was never schooled on the science of proper baby shit colors. I know that they tend to shit the whole rainbow, so anyways. No. I don't like that. I think that honestly the closest one's probably still gonna be Red Hood, sorry. DC Comics. We got Redwood. Can also go for like more of a Sakura or Dark Oak, but my only issue with Sakura or Sakura is the trapdoor. Sorry. Coughing my fucking lungs out over here. We're just gonna go for Redwood. We're gonna see. So I think it'll look fine, right? Because I've done this before. And a lot of locomotives tend to go for, or at least like older ones like this rather, go for red specifically just for like visibility reasons, but also like, just, I don't know, for the hell of it. I'm gonna do that as well right there. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And we're gonna do these back here. You. Trapdoor. That's not horrible, I would say. That looks pretty cute. We can even go for our little fake doors over here and do something kind of like that. I think I was gonna do that. I'd also kind of want like that for the windows, so it kind of matches. There's like a red frame to them. But I mean, the best I'm gonna have for that would be maroon locometal. I believe we've tried this before as well. So yeah, it's not really gonna give you much visibility, I don't think. Well, okay, it's not horrible. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I think we're just gonna go for the black. Sorry to kind of waste your time. But I mean, again, that's kind of like a lot of building locomotives, as I've already said, I'm pretty sure, thousands of fucking times throughout this video. Um, Building trains is just kind of trying shit, honestly, till it works. Throwing things at the wall till it sticks. And, deselect that. Oh, come on, deselect that. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out vertical half layer. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Cool. That's why it looks like that. But it looks like fucking shit. No. Grab our blackstone. Probably gonna be just trap door. Here we go. You. Come on. Loco metal. There we go. Metal. What we got? Got you, and then we could do some of you, I would think. So this way we can do and that all kind of lines up, and we can do this and this. It's not horrible, I guess. And then over here we can do. I've been talking too long. I'm a little bit coffee right now. It's not great. It's fine though. And then yeah, so I guess that's our tender. I don't like how that looks personally. I guess here we can just do some like black stone maybe. And do like a little blackstone trapdoor right there. So we can go in here and grab this copycat trapdoor, break that, do a little bit carved blackstone in there. Okay. What else we got? We could do some of this stacked blackstone. We could do some of these eroded blackstone bits. Yeah. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. That looks kind of nice. I'm a fan of that, actually. That looks pretty cute. And then back here on the back, we can also do some of this. No, I want to go the other way. Hold on. Blackstone. What do we got that's stripey that would go the right way that we want it to? Vertical ones, maybe. Yes! Yes, let's go. There we go. That looks nice, actually. Do the same thing over here, too. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, well, I guess that's our locomotive. I mean, I would say, like, I guess, like, I don't know, like, it might be a locomotive. I'm not entirely sure on that. Word's still out. Grab some glue, and we're gonna go and grab, let's see, this block right here. We're gonna go up to here. Or wait a minute, nope, because that's there, so we're gonna do here to here, so it's a relatively small glue space. So we're doing basically the entire base of this 060 driver aside from this block right here for this first block, or for this first glue block. Jesus Christ, glue box. I don't know why it's so hard to say. And then we're going to do the entire pilot in one, so we're just doing this corner to this corner down here. And then from here we're going to do the entire side, so we're going to do this step all the way up to this little blinder right here. Same thing on the other side. And then to glue the entire body together, we're going to grab this specific corner on the pilot and go all the way up to this little slab, or this little blinder. And then from there, we have to glue this block to this block. Otherwise, it'll just kind of like, that won't be glued to anything. So it's this specific block behind the pipe, not the pipe itself. Then from there, we're going to go ahead and do these this little cab roof bit right here, which we can actually extend this back if we want to. So we can do even older style for fun. And we can also do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's kind of cool. Good to do that. There we go. So that's our back cab roof. I also want to make sure we grab these two little slices over here on the side of the cab. So there's these, like right next to the door, there's these slices. So grab those and glue those together. Make sure that glue does not touch the doors either. So don't put glue on the doors because they will automatically anchor themselves to the block below them. So you want to just like not try to glue them to anything because like that'll fuck up your glue. Then we're gonna go for these ladders and just glue those there. And then over here on the back, we're gonna grab specifically this little corner slice and throw that all the way up to this little stacked half layer. And I do kind of want to do some fun little tender bits on the underside. So we're going to grab a toolbox, and we're going to break under the track and go place it backwards. And then we're going to do our bar panel right there, and just glue that together. And on the other side here, we're going to do a little tank, which is just going to be a block of black steel inside a bracket facing upward. And that you don't have to glue because that's already within our box. And yeah, there's that. You can also throw like, if you want to throw like some more pipes back here as well, you can. But like, I don't really want to right now, so we're just not gonna bother. Should be it as for glue. Okay, assemble. Oh right, I do have to reverse our bogies. I forgot about that. Break that. Right click the top, and then we're gonna go ahead and right click this top as well. Assemble, and then there we go. That should be good. I don't like how that looks. That's fine. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I know that happened. Okay, because the track types are different. Yeah, so when I copied this tender from somewhere else, it stole the track from under it. which was a different track type to the spruce track, and if you try to glue trains across two different track types, it doesn't work. Okay, I see, I see, I see. Okay. Phenomenal. We didn't leave a single thing behind. And we have our small little switcher or passenger loco or whatever you would want to call it. Yeah, and it goes beautifully around curves. Because it is a 262, it is a very small little train. God, this thing is fucking tiny. It's also very fast for some reason. Interesting. But anyways, yeah. So I do want to note, if you're going to do these doors like this, make sure you set them to manual, because otherwise they will automatically open and close whenever the train stops or starts. Which, in this case, we don't really want, so eh. But yeah. Anyways, that's our train. We'll go and run it over to the station. Why not? Do a fun little tour. So we're going to run this backwards then. And of course, the whistle code for reversing is 3 little toots. And then we're going to go straight and then turn onto this specific track. Use our cab windows here for the hell of it. Okay. Turn over here. Alright, we're going to assume that's... Yeah, we're past the signal, so that'll be enough. So then we get to reverse from here. Go onto track 1. Oh, okay, well I missed it. That's fine. Because I forgot which direction we were going. Okay. Give it a little toot. There we go. Phenomenal. There's a little 262 Prairie. Hell yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed. This was about like an hour long or so, you know, I know it's a long video, and I know it probably wasn't that informative or helpful. Um, but again, like the real point of this is just to show you my process, because I'm sure you're a little bit curious on like how I build things or how I experiment with things. But a lot of it really is just like I've done a lot of trains that I'm very happy with, and ultimately, if you do that, then you're going to want to steal parts from other trains, right? So like this pilot, right? I didn't custom build this. I literally took it. I just copy pasted it from another train to save time. Same with like, the cylinders and the valve gear and everything. Uh, yeah, right. And the tender as well. The tender and the cab especially, I just entirely stole from a different loco. But I mean, you can just look at these from the reference if you really want to build this thing yourself. These are very easy to recreate, honestly. Like the only block that you're not going to have access to is this steel plating. You're also not going to have my lamps because they're my lamps. You can't have them. But yeah. Anyways, well, there's that. I'll probably do a proper tour of Fleshgate and such at some point because I have this little map built. This was the yard we were in back here. We have this little shed over here. We have our station, and then of course our little fucking little coal hopper over here. But anyways, I have been and still am and always will be Pink Machine, and I hope you enjoyed. So goodbye. Do the funny Minecraft YouTuber outro.